Hello, everybody. Thank you all for joining me today. My name is Stephanie Bridget. I'm the District Attorney for Shasta County. With me here today is Carrie, Otto, Deputy Forest Supervisor for the Shasta Trinity National Forest, as well as J.T. Zulliger, CAL FIRE Battalion Chief, Law Enforcement and Fire Prevention. Both will be speaking after me, and I want to thank them both for attending. The wildfires of 2018 destroyed our community and changed lives forever. Countless people lost everything they owned, and some lost their lives. The Carr Fire was the first of our local major catastrophic fires of 2018 and one of the biggest in California's history. As a result of it, our county was declared a local state of emergency. And at that time, I vowed to prosecute those who took advantage of our vulnerability and taxed our resources by committing crimes. While the Carr Fire was still consuming a lot of resources, the Delta Fire was set. This morning, Cynthia Ann LaRue was arrested for setting the Delta Fire. My office has filed a criminal case against LaRue for setting that fire, which includes 20 felony counts and 2 enhancements. That complaint also includes elevated charges for the fact that she started this fire during the state of emergency for the Carr Fire. The Delta Fire was set by LaRue on September 5th of 2018. That fire resulted in over 60,000 acres burned, 20 homes and 25 structures burned, and closed I-5 for several days. It also resulted in multiple injuries out there on I-5. In addition to the Delta Fire, LaRue set 2 additional fires that have been charged. One she set in December of 2018 on the same property that she set the Delta Fire, mere feet away from where that fire was set, which resulted in the destruction of an RV. In March of 2020, she set another fire. Those are also charged in our case. The 20 counts we filed include the following. The first 2 are arson of forest land causing great bodily injury. In count 1, there was a truck driver who was running for his life through flames when he sustained significant burning and had to be in the hospital for a very long time. In count 2 is another arson causing great bodily injury. Another truck driver who was coming to the aid of another driver when he sustained a serious head injury that has resulted in the need for extensive rehabilitation. At this time, I'd like to request anyone out there who has information regarding anyone else who was injured in the Delta Fire to please contact the U.S. Forest Service Law Enforcement and Investigations Unit. They can be reached at 226-2783. Counts 3 through 18 charge for the destruction of the homes that Ms. LaRue's actions caused. Count 19 is for the December of 2020 fire that she set, and count 20 is for the final fire that she set on March of 2020. The 2 enhancements are for the multiple victims sustaining great bodily injury, and the others for burning multiple structures. These charges have a maximum penalty of well over 50 years. With the drought that California is in and fire season that is upon us, this announcement is a timely reminder of the consequences of setting fires. And it is a timely reminder to those who want to harm our community by setting fires to think twice, as we will prosecute you. I'd like to thank the U.S. Forest Service Law Enforcement and Investigation Unit, as well as the CAL FIRE Shasta Trinity Unit, Law Enforcement and Fire Prevention, as well as Shasta County Major Crimes that helped with part of this as well. At this time, I will turn over the speaking to Carrie, Otto, Deputy Forest Supervisor for the Shasta Trinity National Forest.
Thank you, District Attorney Bridget. Good afternoon. First, I'd like to thank the Shasta County District Attorney's Office and our collective fire investigators for their efforts in this case. Firefighting Resources battled multiple large fires in 2018, including the Carr Fire, the Hearst Fire, the Mendocino Complex, and later the Camp Fire. The Delta Fire, unfortunately, was an unnecessary fire that required immediate attention and reallocation of our limited firefighting resources. This fire ultimately destroyed over 63,000 acres of public and private property and will cost at least $59 million in restoration efforts. Arson at its core is destructive and unnecessary. In a year of extreme fire activity such as 2018, the detrimental impact to our communities and compounded stress to our fire resources is significant. The Delta Fire closed Interstate 5 and the Union Pacific Railroad lines for 5 days, creating economic impacts up and down the West Coast. So many of our smaller communities along the interstate were impacted, losing over 45 total structures during the course of this fire. Private timber company lands were also impacted by this fire and sustained significant losses. We were grateful for the power company's quick response, shutting down power to provide for safer work environment for our firefighting resources. Unfortunately, damages to the utility infrastructure in the Sacramento River Canyon took weeks to restore. Our public lands, with its natural resources, recreational opportunities, and headwaters to our municipal water supplies were and continue to be impacted to this day by the effects of this fire. We are proud of our firefighting resources and the tireless work they do. They are prepared again to battle the elements and protect our national forest, surrounding lands, and communities. Interagency collaboration and coordination is a year-round focus for our team. Our greatest accomplishments on the Delta Fire and so many others come from our established and positive relationships with our interagency partners and communities. Arson is a serious